Chapter 2269. Lu Ming was surrounded by two members of the evil god tribe, and could not dodge in time. At the critical moment, Lu Ming brandished the infinite dragon spear, and blocked in front of him. Boom! Lu Ming's arm made cracking sounds as his bones broke. A terrifying force pressed down on him, sending Lu Ming flying as he coughed up large mouthfuls of blood. At the same time, the skinny member of the evil god tribe attacked again, charging toward Lu Ming. Lu Ming roared as he dodged with all his might. At the same time, he activated the indestructible golden body, making his body as hard as a divine weapon. However, when the other party's sharp blades slashed at Lu Ming's body, the indestructible golden body was still cut open. Several deep wounds appeared that reached his bones. If not for the indestructible golden body, his body would definitely have been cut into two. Damn it! Why is this brat so hard to kill? Kill, kill, kill. The skinny member of the evil god tribe kept roaring. His 4 arms and 4 sharp blades danced about as he unleashed a torrential attack on Lu Ming. At the same time, the other member of the evil god tribe also charged toward Lu Ming. With the two of them attacking together, Lu Ming fell into a dangerous situation. Lu Ming used all his strength to dodge and counterattack occasionally. However, he was still injured constantly. There were a few times where his head was almost chopped off. Fortunately, he had the indestructible ancient scripture, and his injuries were recovering rapidly. If it were anyone else, they would have died long ago. However, this could not go on. He was still no match for them, and would be killed by them sooner or later. One of them was powerful, while the other was astonishingly fast. Both of them were stronger than Lu Ming. Lu Ming started to consider whether he should use the fallen star bow or not. Right at this moment, a rainbow light whistled over from not far away. Its speed was extremely shocking. A human! Lu Ming's eyes lit up. Lu Ming saw that it was a white-haired old man, who was charging directly toward their battlefield. Swish! Even though he was very far away, the old man slashed out a sword light toward the skinny member of the evil god tribe. The skinny member of the evil god tribe brandished his 4 sharp blades to block, colliding with the sword light. With a few loud booms, the body of the skinny evil god race member trembled violently and was sent flying. And at this moment, the white-haired old man had already arrived. Wielding a long sword in his hand, an ice-cold sword light burst forth and rained down on the skinny evil god. The strength of this old man was frighteningly strong, even above that of the skinny evil god tribe member. Instantly, the skinny evil god tribe member was unable to retaliate, and could only defend himself. With only one stout evil god race member left, the pressure on Lu Ming immediately decreased significantly. Wong! Lu Ming brandished the infinite dragon spear, and charged towards the burly evil god race being. Although he wasn't a match for the burly evil god tribe member, Lu Ming didn't care about his own defense at all, as he launched a frenzied assault. Even if the opponent's attack landed on Lu Ming, as long as it wasn't an instant kill, Lu Ming wasn't afraid. In the beginning of their fierce battle, Lu Ming was still at a disadvantage, but as time passed he began to reverse the situation. He did not care about defense. Even if he was injured, he would be able to recover quickly. However, his opponent could not do the same. He had to divide his attention to defend himself. After a long battle, he had consumed a lot of energy. Slowly, Lu Ming actually gained the upper hand, suppressing him instead. Continue, continue. Lu Ming's eyes became incredibly bright. In a life-and-death battle, one's potential could be stimulated the most. One's comprehension of laws was also the deepest. At this moment, Lu Ming felt that his comprehension of the array Dao laws and death laws had already reached a limit. He was about to touch the window of a breakthrough. Just a little more. As long as he pierced through that paper window, Lu Ming would be able to break through. Arg! At this moment, a miserable cry rang out. That skinny evil god tribe member was no match for the white-haired old man, and was killed with a single sword strike. After the skinny evil god tribe member was killed, the burly evil god tribe member was greatly alarmed and panicked. He was pierced by Lu Ming's spear, and a hole appeared in his body. The burly evil god tribe member ignored his injuries and turned to flee. He knew that he was no match. If he didn't flee, only death awaited him. The burly evil god tribe member ran in the other direction of the white-haired old man, running at an astonishing speed. Trying to escape? Lu Ming's eyes turned cold and the fallen star bow appeared in his hand. He pulled the bowstring, and a 9-colored arrow flew out. With Lu Ming's current cultivation, the power of the fallen star bow was even more shocking. The arrow flew through the void in an instant. The burly evil god tribe member wanted to block it, but he was seriously injured and couldn't block it at all. He was shot in the head, and his brain exploded like a watermelon. 2 evil god tribe members were dead. Haha, amazing, amazing, really amazing. The white-haired old man laughed heartily and looked at Lu Ming with shock. Lu Ming's cultivation was only at the 5-star Void Emperor realm, but his battle strength was shocking. This shocked the white-haired old man. Many thanks for Senior's help. Lu Ming cupped his fists and thanked the white-haired old man. Haha, you don't have to thank me. With your strength, even if I didn't make a move, you would still be fine. You're just a 5-star Void Emperor realm expert, but you can actually fight against a 5th Order True Emperor realm expert. 5th Order True Emperor realm battle strength? Lu Ming was puzzled. Little brother, you don't know the difference in strength between true emperors? The white-haired old man was surprised. Lu Ming shook his head. He really didn't know. You dare to come to the battlefield without knowing the difference in strength between true emperors? The white-haired old man was speechless. He continued, Little brother, let's take the crystal core and leave this place. I'm afraid that the battle just now will attract others. Alright. Lu Ming flew towards the burly evil god tribe member, and kept his storage bracelet and crystal core. As for the white-haired old man, he kept the storage bracelet and crystal core of the skinny evil god tribe member. Then the 2 of them left the place. Not long after, they appeared in a hidden cave. Along the way, Lu Ming found out that the old man was called Bai Tai, and Lu Ming also told him his name. However, the elder had not heard of Lu Ming's name at all. This was because the other party had been on the battlefield killing alien tribes, and had not gone out. Senior Bai, may I know the difference in strength between true emperors? Lu Ming asked again. He was curious when Bai Tai said that true emperors were at 5th Order True Emperor realm, instead of how many stars they had. True Emperor realm is a very complicated realm. In terms of cultivation, it's usually between 1 star and 7 stars. However, the difference in strength is like heaven and earth because of the laws. In the True Emperor realm, laws determine battle prowess. Cultivation isn't that important. For example, a 7-star True Emperor can only control 3 or 4 second-level laws, while a 1-star True Emperor can control 9 third-level laws. Who do you think is stronger? Bai Tai explained, and then asked rhetorically. Naturally, the one with 9 third-level laws is stronger. Lu Ming said. That's right. In the True Emperor realm, cultivation also determines battle strength, but it's not that important. Laws have a greater impact on battle strength. But the gap between laws in the True Emperor realm is too big. Everyone knows that as long as one reaches peak Void Emperor and cultivates 3 laws to the 2nd level, they can break through to the True Emperor realm and become a 1-star True Emperor. However, this is the weakest 1-star True Emperor, with only 3 second-level laws. In order to become a Grand Emperor, one must cultivate 9 types of laws to the 3rd level. A few peak True Emperors have 9 types of laws at the 3rd level. 3 second realms and 9 third realms. Every realm has a difference in level of mastery. How big is the difference between them? Chapter 2270. Lu Ming rubbed his nose. He knew that there was a huge gap between them. 3 second realms and 9 third realms. The difference was truly shocking. The weakest True Emperor is at 1 star with 3 second-level laws. A peak True Emperor is at 7 stars with 9 third-level laws. The difference in power is too great. 1 star, 2 stars, and 3 stars aren't enough to determine an emperor's battle prowess. That's why in the ancient times, the ancestors made a more detailed division of the True Emperor realm. Based on battle prowess, True Emperors were divided into 18 levels. This is the battle prowess of an 18th level True Emperor. Bai Tai explained. Lu Ming was suddenly enlightened. He finally understood. True emperors have 18 levels of battle prowess. Lu Ming sighed. For example, those who have just broken through to the true emperor realm, with 3 second-level laws, are the weakest true emperor. Of course, within the same level, there are differences in strength as well. Some have supreme laws, some have monarch laws, and some have ordinary laws. There are also techniques that affect their battle prowess. Even those who have 3 second-level laws and 1 or 2 first-level laws have the battle prowess of a true emperor. Similarly, those who have 4 or 5 second-level laws and are 1-star true emperors have the battle prowess of a second-level true emperor. In short, the division is very complicated. It's hard to explain in a few words. I'll give you a jade talisman with a detailed breakdown of the true emperor realm. Take it and have a look. Bai Tai took out a jade talisman and handed it to Lu Ming. Thank you, Senior Bai. Lu Ming took it and scanned it with his spiritual sense. After a while, Lu Ming put down the jade talisman. He finally understood the true emperor realm's battle prowess. In the true emperor realm, laws affected one's battle prowess the most. However, cultivation, world energy, physical strength techniques, and so on could also affect one's battle prowess. Therefore, the total battle prowess was divided into 18 levels. The 2 evil god tribe members they killed earlier had the battle prowess of a 5th-order true emperor. Lu Ming estimated that he had the strength of a 4th-order true emperor. Although Lu Ming's cultivation was only that of a 5-star empty emperor, Lu Ming's physical body was extremely strong and could make up for the lack of cultivation. On the other hand, Lu Ming had mastered 9 types of laws, and 3 of them were supreme laws. They could be transformed into divine abilities with terrifying offensive power. Adding on the fact that his law of primal chaos had reached the 2nd level, his battle prowess was comparable to a 4th-order true emperor. This was already extremely shocking. In history, there had never been a 5-star void emperor who had the strength of a 4th-order true emperor. The strongest among them was only equivalent to a 1st-order true emperor. However, Lu Ming understood that even though his battle prowess was only at the 4th-order true emperor realm, with the indestructible ancient scripture, Lu Ming could fight against a 5th-order true emperor. In fact, he could even exhaust his opponent to death. My battle prowess is equivalent to a 7th-order true emperor, Bai Tai informed. Lu Ming nodded. No wonder Bai Tai could easily kill a 5th-order true emperor from the evil god tribe. Lu Ming, only experts dare to enter the battlefield of true emperors. Even the weakest here has the strength of a 4th-order true emperor. The weaker ones wouldn't dare to enter as they would be killed easily. Bai Tai said. Lu Ming smiled bitterly. It seemed like his battle prowess was the weakest in the battlefield. However, Lu Ming wasn't worried. In fact, it stimulated his battle intent even more. Only in this environment would he be able to break through faster. In the previous battle, Lu Ming could feel that he was about to break through in the law of death and array Dao. Moreover, Lu Ming had many trump cards, such as the fallen star bow and the heavenly emperor's physique. If he encountered a true emperor, he wouldn't have to worry about protecting himself. Lu Ming, why don't the 2 of us work together to hunt down the evil god tribe? What do you think? Bai Tai suggested. All right. Lu Ming pondered for a moment before nodding. Firstly, he felt that Bai Tai wasn't a sinister person. Moreover, he was unfamiliar with the battlefield of true emperors. It would be easier to hunt down the evil god tribe if he worked together with Bai Tai. All right, but the periphery of the battlefield is also very dangerous. There are many experts, and we can't go around recklessly. Let's find a place to ambush the evil god tribe first. Lu Ming had no objections to Bai Tai's suggestion. The 2 of them left the area and found a secluded place. Bai Tai took out a piece of black cloth and covered the 2 of them. Immediately, they merged with the rocks around them. The color was exactly the same, and it was impossible to see them. Moreover, the cloth had the ability to conceal their aura. If one didn't get close, they wouldn't be able to sense it. Lu Ming was amazed. It seemed like those who were active in the battlefield all year round had their own unique tricks. The 2 waited like that. For the first 2 days, there was no movement at all. They didn't see any outsiders, or even a being from the heavenly world. It wasn't until the 3rd day that there was movement. They're here. Bai Tai's eyes lit up as he looked towards the north. Lu Ming also looked over and saw 3 figures moving on the ground. Their speed wasn't fast and they were very stealthy. If one didn't look carefully, they wouldn't be able to see them. They were from the evil god tribe. There were 2 burly evil god tribe members and 1 skinny evil god tribe member with 4 arms. The 3 of them were very careful and carefully looked around to prevent an ambush. Senior, should we make a move? Lu Ming transmitted to Bai Tai. Let's do it, but we can't rush out rashly. We need a plan. Bai Tai said. In the true Emperor realm, it was very difficult to judge the strength of the opponent before they made a move. The true Emperor realm was different from other realms. In other realms, it was possible to judge the strength of the opponent based on the strength of the opponent's cultivation. But in the true Emperor realm, it was hard to say. Some people's cultivation was low, but their laws were shockingly strong. Naturally, their battle strength was also shocking. Therefore, in the true Emperor realm, luck was very important. For example, if you were to ambush someone and you were unlucky, you could only blame yourself for being unlucky. Therefore, it was very difficult for them to judge the strength of the 3 evil god tribe members. If it was in the past, Bai Tai wouldn't make a move when encountering 3 people, because the risk was too great. But now he decided to make a move. How about this? You don't make a move first. I'll make a move first to test the opponent's strength. If the opponent's strength is stronger than mine, you use that bow to suppress him and we'll retreat. If the opponent's strength is within our range, we'll attack together and kill him. Bai Tai suggested. Senior, won't you be in danger if we do that? Lu Ming said, feeling a little touched. He understood that Bai Tai was protecting him. If the opponent's strength was too terrifying and far above theirs, Bai Tai would be in danger if he rushed out. But at least Lu Ming would be able to survive. How can there be no danger on the battlefield? Chapter 2271. They waited for a while longer. When the 3 evil god tribe members were close enough, Bai Tai made his move. Whoosh! Bai Tai seemed to have turned into a divine sword. He became one with the sword and pierced through the void, aiming for the vital points of one of the evil god tribe members. There's an ambush. One of the evil god tribe members roared. A battle axe appeared in the hands of the evil god tribe member, who was ambushed by Bai Tai. Whoosh! Whoosh! At the crucial moment, Bai Tai's sword aura changed. The sword light that was originally 1 split into 8 sword lights and attacked the evil god tribe member. Although the evil god tribe member blocked 6 of the 8 sword lights, 2 sword lights still landed on the evil god tribe member. Bang! The evil god tribe member was sent flying. His body was almost sliced into several pieces. His scales scattered and 2 deep wounds appeared on his body. Fresh blood flowed out, equivalent to a 6th-order true emperor. Lu Ming's heart shook as he judged the evil god tribe member who was injured by Bai Tai. Die! Bai Tai wanted to kill this evil god race tribesman in one go. However, the other 2 evil god race tribesmen had already made their moves, rushing towards Bai Tai. The 2 evil god tribe members were very strong. Bai Tai didn't dare to be careless, and could only stop his defense. The 3 of them exchanged a few moves and Bai Tai was sent flying. Kill! Kill! The 2 evil god tribe members charged at Bai Tai. Bai Tai unleashed his full strength, and was at a disadvantage. One has the strength of a 7th-order true emperor, and the other has the strength of a 6th-order true emperor. Lu Ming judged the strength of the remaining 2 evil god tribe members. One of them had the strength of Bai Tai. With the 2 of them working together, Bai Tai was at a disadvantage. However, Bai Tai was focused on defense, and wouldn't be defeated for a while. At this time, the injured evil god tribe member struggled to get up. He revealed a ferocious expression, and was about to attack Bai Tai. 6th-order true emperor, I want to try it. Lu Ming revealed a trace of battle intent and rushed over. In the process of rushing out, Lu Ming condensed a long spear in his hand. 9 types of laws intertwined within it. Whoosh! He turned into a bolt of lightning, and attacked the injured evil god tribe member. Void Emperor. Sensing Lu Ming's aura, that evil god tribe member was slightly taken aback. Then, he revealed a savage killing intent and said, A mere void emperor dares to make a move against me? Kill. As soon as he said that, a beam of destructive light shot out of his third eye. This beam of destructive light transformed into a battle sword that slashed at Lu Ming. Lu Ming raised his spear and collided with the sword. With a clang, the battle sword was sent flying. Lu Ming's figure paused for a moment before he continued to charge forward. So strong. The evil god tribe was shocked. Originally, he thought that Lu Ming was just a void emperor. No matter how strong his battle prowess was, he would be able to deal with him in one move. However, Lu Ming was actually able to repel his attack in one move, which shocked him to no end. Genius, he's definitely a peerless genius. Kill. The eyes of the injured evil god race member burned with passion. Wielding a battle axe, he charged at Lu Ming. Lu Ming was not afraid at all, and charged towards the other party. Bang! When the two of them collided, a terrifying force surged from the battle axe. Lu Ming's body shook violently as he was sent flying. His arm was covered with wounds, but under the effect of the indestructible ancient scripture, the wounds healed rapidly. Kill. Lu Ming's figure stopped for a moment before he charged towards the other party. Brat, die for me. The evil god tribe member roared and launched a terrifying attack. The two of them exchanged a few moves. Lu Ming was no match for the other party. His body was hit by the destructive light, and a gaping wound appeared on his body. However, the flesh around the wound wriggled rapidly and healed at a shocking speed. What a powerful force, as expected of a sixth-order true emperor. Fortunately, the other party is injured, Lu Ming thought. If the other party was at his peak, Lu Ming would be in danger, even if he had the indestructible ancient scripture. However, the other party was injured by Bai Tai's sneak attack, and his battle prowess had decreased greatly. At most, he was only slightly stronger than a fifth-order true emperor. Lu Ming could still withstand such a battle prowess. Kill. Lu Ming ignored his injuries and charged towards the other party. The two of them continued to exchange blows. Lu Ming was completely at a disadvantage and was constantly injured by the other party. However, under the effect of the indestructible ancient scripture, his injuries would heal quickly. Even if he was fighting, his injuries would heal quickly. Monster, this monster! The evil god tribe member revealed a trace of fear. Lu Ming was like an unkillable monster. Law of death, law of array, breakthrough for me! Lu Ming roared in his heart. In the fierce battle, Lu Ming once again saw the aura of a breakthrough. Lu Ming circulated the 9 types of laws to the extreme. Boom! Suddenly, Lu Ming's strength increased by a notch, and he deflected the other party's attack with one move. Breakthrough, it's the law of array! Lu Ming was delighted. The law of array had finally broken through to the second level. With the law of array breaking through to the second level, Lu Ming's battle prowess had undoubtedly increased by a few notches. Swish! Swish! Streaks of spear light pierced toward the other party. You actually broke through. So what if you broke through? You still have to die. Kill, kill, kill. The evil god tribe member was enraged. Ignoring his injuries, he unleashed a torrential barrage of attacks. Lu Ming did his best to fight the other party. Although he was still at a disadvantage, his situation was slightly better than before. Law of death, law of death. Lu Ming focused all his mind and broke through the bottleneck of the law of death. After exchanging more than 10 consecutive blows, suddenly, an incomparably powerful death intent emanated from Lu Ming's body. At the same time, Lu Ming's strength increased by a notch. Boom! Lu Ming clashed with the evil god tribe member again. This time, Lu Ming did not retreat. Instead, it was the evil god tribe member who was repeatedly forced back by Lu Ming's attacks. The law of death had broken through. Lu Ming's law of death had officially entered the second level. The law of death was the strongest law of death. It was not something that array Dao laws could compare to. With this breakthrough and the fusion with the law of primal chaos, Lu Ming's combat strength increased by a notch. Lu Ming's strength began to suppress the other party. How is this possible? The other party roared in disbelief. How could there be such a person who broke through consecutively in the battle with him? This talent was simply too monstrous. Kill. With the increase in combat strength, Lu Ming's confidence increased greatly. He began to counterattack, attacking wildly. Swish, swish, swish. Streaks of spear light enveloped the evil god tribe member. Pooh! Lu Ming's spear light pierced through the evil god tribe member's body, causing a long trail of blood to spurt out. If this evil god tribe member was at his peak, he would still be stronger than the current Lu Ming. Although Lu Ming had broken through 2 laws consecutively, and his combat strength had increased, Lu Ming's combat strength did not rise to the 6th Order True Emperor realm. It was roughly at the peak of the 5th Order True Emperor realm. He was still weaker than the other party. However, the other party had been injured by Bai Tai previously, and had fought with Lu Ming for a long time. His combat strength had weakened by several notches. At this moment, his combat strength was even weaker than Lu Ming's. Lu Ming's attacks were like a violent storm, attacking the other party without any regard for his own defense. This made the other party even more vulnerable. Chapter 2272. Quick, come and save me. The evil god tribe member yelled, calling for others to save him. One of the evil god tribe members fighting against Bai Tai had the strength of a 6th Order True Emperor. He abandoned Bai Tai and charged towards Lu Ming. The other 7th Order True Emperor continued to fight against Bai Tai. Swish, swish. The evil god clan member, that was charging toward Lu Ming, was a skinny and small evil god clan member with 4 arms. It was very fast. It flashed in the void and charged toward Lu Ming. Lu Ming took out the fallen star bow without hesitation. Lu Ming had already achieved his goal in this battle, and there was no need to drag it out any longer. As Lu Ming's comprehension of the laws increased, the power of the fallen star bow also increased. The power of laws and world force poured into the fallen star bow, and an arrow emitting 9 different colors was formed. It shot towards the evil god tribe member, dragging a long tail behind it like a comet. The thin evil god tribe member was shocked, and his 4 arms swung wildly. 4 sharp blades slashed out in an attempt to block the 9-colored arrow. Clang, 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 clang. 4 consecutive explosions sounded, and the thin evil god tribe member's 4 sharp blades were knocked away. His body shook violently, and he was forced to retreat. Even though he managed to block a portion of the arrow's power, he didn't manage to block it completely. The arrow continued to shoot out. Pooh! The arrow pierced through the thin evil god tribe member's body, and a huge hole appeared. The destructive power contained in the arrow had already extinguished his life force. Right now, Lu Ming's strength had already reached the peak of the 5th Order True Emperor realm. Pulling the fallen star bow, killing a 6th Order True Emperor realm existence wasn't difficult. Seeing this scene, the evil god tribe member who was injured by Lu Ming nearly died from fright. Kill! Lu Ming put away the fallen star bow and charged towards the evil god tribe member. This time, he didn't need to spend much effort to kill the evil god tribe member. At this time, the evil god tribe member, who was fighting against Bai Tai, turned pale with fright. This was simply unbelievable. 2 6th Order True Emperors from the evil god tribe were actually unable to defeat a Void Emperor. They were killed by a Void Emperor. He almost thought that he was dreaming. While he was distracted, he was struck by Bai Tai's attack, and was sent flying, vomiting large mouthfuls of blood. How could Bai Tai let go of such an opportunity? He took the opportunity to launch a barrage of attacks. Bang! That member of the evil god race attacked with all his might, and turned to flee. Lu Ming took out the fallen star bow and released an arrow. Boom! That evil god race member was pierced through by an arrow, and was heavily injured. Bai Tai, who had rushed over, seized the opportunity, and killed him with a sword strike. The 3 members of the evil god tribe were all killed. The 2 of them kept the storage bracelets and crystal cores of the evil god race, and left this area. They hid themselves in another secret place while checking their spoils of war. In this battle, Lu Ming had obtained 2 bracelets of holding. In addition to the bracelets of holding from before, Lu Ming checked them one by one. World Core. Lu Ming's eyes brightened. He found a total of 5 world cores in his storage bracelet. Normally, only true emperors with stable minor worlds would be able to obtain the complete world core after killing them. After the evil god race killed the true emperors of the heaven world, they used the world core to return to receive their rewards. The world core was very useful to the living beings of the heaven world. As long as the power of laws on the world core was removed, the energy of the world core could be directly absorbed and refined. It could be used to condense a minor world and increase one's cultivation. Of course, if the laws of the other party's world core were exactly the same as one's own, then the benefits would be even greater. However, the upper echelons of Two World City had a rule that the people of the heaven world couldn't kill each other on the battlefield. Therefore, if one wanted to obtain the world core, they could only snatch it from the hands of the evil god race. The evil god race would hunt down the experts of the heaven world to obtain the world core. As long as one killed the evil god race, one would be able to obtain the world core. He took out the world core and stored it properly. After casually checking the other items, he kept them. Lu Ming, these 3 world cores are for you. At this time, Bai Tai had also finished checking. He took out 3 world cores and handed them to Lu Ming. Senior, you are. Lu Ming was a little taken aback. Take it. You're so young and talented, and your future is limitless. I'm different. I've already used up all my potential, and it's very difficult for me to improve. I'll keep some for myself, so I might as well give them to you. Bai Tai smiled. Senior, how can this be? Lu Ming refused. Take it. My ancestors were originally from the Hunyuan Heaven Domain. Later, the Hunyuan Heaven Domain was invaded by the other races, and my ancestors fled to the Taiqing Heaven Domain. For so many years, my Bai clan has been fighting the other races in Two World City. Almost all of my ancestors died in battle. My purpose in life is to hunt the other races. However, with my talent, my achievements are limited. The number of races I can kill is also limited. In the future, I will have to rely on geniuses like you with endless potential. Take it. Bai Tai said. Looking at the old man's sincere and expectant eyes, Lu Ming couldn't refuse and took the 3 world cores. After that, they set up an ambush here. Unfortunately, they didn't see a single evil god race member for 3 days. Lu Ming simply took out a piece of the heart of the world and refined it. Surging energy was refined and turned into a part of Lu Ming's miniature world. His power of the world increased rapidly. These world cores were left behind by low-level true emperors. There was a limit to their energy, and it was impossible for Lu Ming to advance by leaps and bounds. However, the speed of his advancement was shocking. Lu Ming's cultivation rose rapidly to the peak of the 5-star illusionary emperor realm. In the next half a month, Lu Ming refined 5 world cores. His cultivation reached the peak of the 5-star illusionary emperor realm. During this half a month, they didn't encounter a single evil god race member. The 2 of them planned to leave this place and set up an ambush elsewhere. The 2 of them concealed their auras and ran carefully. Unfortunately, a few hours later, they were ambushed by the evil god race. This time, the other party was very strong. There were 3 7th-order true emperors. Lu Ming immediately took out the fallen star bow and killed one of them. The other 2 escaped. In this battle, Bai Tai was heavily injured. They found a secluded place, and Bai Tai focused on recovering. After Bai Tai recovered, they continued to hunt the evil god race. In the following days, Lu Ming and Bai Tai were in the true Emperor Realm's battlefield, constantly hunting and being hunted. Every once in a while they would encounter a big battle. Time flew by. Lu Ming had been fighting in the true Emperor Realm's battlefield for close to 2 years. In these 2 years, Lu Ming experienced 56 battles. There were a few times when he almost died, and was almost forced to use his heavenly emperor physique. The rewards from dozens of battles were shocking. Lu Ming's improvement was very fast. Devour, Force, Tools, and Alchemy laws all entered the 2nd level. Only the Life and Piercing laws didn't break through. However, Lu Ming felt that he could break through at any time. Chapter 2273. Lu Ming's battle prowess skyrocketed as well, surpassing Bai Tai now. With the indestructible ancient scripture's insane regenerative abilities, his battle prowess was considered top-notch in the outer regions of the battlefield. Lu Ming's group decided to return to Two World City. He had fought dozens of battles in the true Emperor battlefield in the last 2 years. He needed to go back to Two World City to relax and recuperate. The two concealed their auras and spent a few days to return to Two World City. After returning to the Two World City, Lu Ming and Bai Tai parted ways. Time to exchange for resources. The first thing Lu Ming wanted to do was to exchange for resources and rest for 2 days before heading to the sacred grounds to cultivate. Lu Ming headed to the place where he could exchange treasures. Soon Lu Ming arrived at a majestic hall. He walked into the hall and came before a counter. "Little brother, how may I help you?" A burly man in his 50s smiled at Lu Ming. "Senior, I want to exchange alien cores for treasures." Lu Ming said. "What treasures do you want?" The burly man asked. "Chaos stones." Lu Ming said. Chaos stones were his goal. Other treasures were not of much use to him. Only the chaotic chi within the chaotic gems could help him increase his cultivation, and even use it to sense the laws of primal chaos. Chaos stones? Little brother, it's not that easy to exchange for chaos stones. You'll need a large number of alien cores. I have a list here of all the alien cores you need. Take a look. The burly man handed a list to Lu Ming. Lu Ming took it and scanned it with his spiritual sense. Inside was a long list of all kinds of outsider crystal cores that could be exchanged for all kinds of treasures. Lu Ming ignored everything else and found the Chaos Stone. At one glance, he was somewhat dumbfounded. So many. Lu Ming was speechless. He needed too many alien race crystal cores to exchange for chaos gems. Lu Ming estimated that the alien race crystal cores that he had obtained over the past 2 years could only be used to exchange for 3 chaos gems. One had to know that he had been through dozens of battles in the past 2 years. He had thought that he would be able to exchange for at least 10 chaos stones to break through to the true Emperor realm. It seemed that he had been thinking too much. But then again, chaos stones were consumables that couldn't be regenerated. Every time one was used, there would be one less. As time passed, there would be fewer and fewer of them. It was normal for them to be more expensive. From this, it could be seen that the rewards Heavenly Sovereign Six Mind had given him were generous enough. 3 chaos stones were equivalent to 2 years of risking his life. "Little brother, do you want to exchange?" The middle-aged man asked with a grin. "Yes." Lu Ming gritted his teeth. He definitely had to exchange for it. The chaos gems were extremely useful to him. No matter how expensive they were, he had to exchange for it. The burly man was taken aback. Initially, he thought that Lu Ming was very young. At such a young age, it was almost impossible for him to kill enough alien tribe crystal cores to exchange for chaos stones. That was why he had given Lu Ming a list, so that Lu Ming would know what to do. Unexpectedly, Lu Ming still wanted to exchange. He knew that he had misjudged. Lu Ming took out a storage ring and handed it to the burly man. "Senior, these are my alien cores. Take a look." The burly man took a look and was even more surprised. He nodded and said, "These cores can be exchanged for 3 chaos stones." With that, the burly man also took out a storage ring and handed it to Lu Ming. Lu Ming took a look and saw that there were 3 chaos stones inside. Lu Ming was overjoyed. He put it away, thanked him and left the place. Lu Ming did not break through realm right away. After returning to his residence, he rested for 2 days and headed for that small world in the Tao Comprehension Ancient Tree. After fighting in the true Emperor battlefield for 2 years, Lu Ming's improvement was very great. He broke through 6 kinds of laws. Only life law and penetration law had not broken through to the second realm. However, Lu Ming had a feeling that it would be soon. He had already touched the threshold of breakthrough. As long as he comprehended a little more, he might break through. Lu Ming planned on using the mature Tao Comprehension Ancient Tree to wait for these 2 kinds of laws to break through before using Chaos Stones to break through realm. Arriving under the Tao Comprehension Ancient Tree, Lu Ming quietly started comprehending. Sure enough, the cultivation this time went very smoothly. In only 2 months, Life Law and Penetration Law broke through one after another, reaching the second realm. Lu Ming's combat strength soared again. While Lu Ming was cultivating, in a great hall of the Lan family, someone was discussing something. You said that Lu Ming exchanged a large number of alien cores for 3 chaos stones? Lan Cheng, the Lan family's heavenly emperor, asked an old man. That's right. My Lan family's people saw Lu Ming in the exchange hall. After asking around, they found out that Lu Ming had indeed used a large number of crystal cores to exchange for 3 chaos stones. An old man from the Lan family replied. It seems that this lad Lu Ming has entered the battlefield to hunt for foreign clans. In just 2 years, the crystal cores that he hunted can be exchanged for 3 chaos stones. This lad must not be left alive. Send someone to keep an eye on Lu Ming. You must find out where he is going. Understand? Lan Cheng instructed. The old man nodded. Lu Ming naturally did not know all of this. Now go back and break through realm. Under the Tao Comprehension ancient tree, a smile appeared on Lu Ming's face as he left this place. After returning to his residence, Lu Ming entered the mountain river diagram. Then, Lu Ming took out a chaos stone and drew out 3 wisps of chaos chi. With a breath, he sucked the chaos chi into his mouth and began to refine it. Last time, he used a month to refine 3 chaos gems. This time, he only took half a month to refine 3 chaos stones, and a total of 9 wisps of chaos chi. Rumble! Lu Ming's small world underwent a drastic change and began to expand. The power of the small world also became stronger and surged violently in his meridians. Lu Ming's aura also rose rapidly. It was 2 times stronger than before. After a period of time, Lu Ming's aura stabilized and was withdrawn into his body. 7-star illusionary emperor. Lu Ming finally broke through to the 7-star illusionary emperor. This speed was absolutely shocking. If this news were to spread, it would scare people to death. How long had it been since Lu Ming became a martial emperor? In just over 2 years, he had already reached the 7-star illusionary emperor. This speed was too terrifying. Lu Ming was able to improve so quickly mainly because his previous accumulation was too strong. As soon as he broke through, he became a 4-star illusionary emperor. Moreover, Lu Ming's law structure was very complete. All 9 of his laws had reached the 2nd level, which was far beyond his cultivation base. One should know that as long as 3 of his laws reached the 2nd level, he would be able to break through to the true emperor realm. Lu Ming's laws had far exceeded the requirements. His small world was incomparably stable, which was why he could continuously refine energy into it and improve his cultivation base. I still have some world cores with me. I'll continue to refine them and see if I can use them to break through to the true emperor realm. Lu Ming was looking forward to it. In the true emperor battlefield, he had obtained many world cores from the foreign races. Chapter 2274. Lu Ming took out a piece of realm core, obliterated the power of law on it and started refining, increasing his cultivation. One piece after another, the following 2 months plus, Lu Ming continuously refined realm cores, just like that. Lu Ming cultivated wholeheartedly and was completely oblivious to the outside world's matters. While Lu Ming was cultivating, outside Two World City, there were countless foreign races rushing over. The foreign races attacked the city. Rumble! One giant battleship after another, all pitch black all over, like majestic mountain ranges, tore through the air and stirred up endless fierce winds. On each battleship, there were large numbers of foreign race powerhouses. Looking over, no idea how many foreign races there were. How many battleships? Two World City was naturally alarmed. Foreign races attacking the city. Roar spread throughout Two World City. In Two World City, countless figures rose to the air. Dazzling rainbow light interweaved in the air, abnormally beautiful. Countless powerhouses appeared on Two World City's city walls. Activate the Grand Array. A voice spread throughout Two World City. This was absolutely a heavenly emperor powerhouse. Everywhere in Two World City, especially on the city walls, densely packed runes emerged. Endless runes interweaved to form one terrifying grand array after another. On Two World City, the atmosphere was stifling to the extreme. This was the foreign races attacking the city on a large scale. In the recent 100,000 years, the foreign races attacking cities on a large scale already became very few. because for so many years, they did not breach the grand pure heaven domain. The foreign race's large-scale attacking operations became fewer and fewer. Many people guessed that the foreign races were definitely accumulating strength, or had other plans. This time, the foreign races attacked the city on a large scale again. Could it be that the foreign races already lost their patience and wanted to breach Two World City with brute force? Rush over, smash through Two World City's city walls. A loud roar came from among the foreign races. Rumble. One incomparably huge battleship, after another rushed towards Two World City. However, although those battleships were huge, compared to Two World City's city walls, they were still very lacking. Attack! When the foreign race's battleships flew in a certain distance, someone on Two World City's city walls gave the order. Bang! Bang! On the city walls, endless runes were incomparably dazzling, turning into one grand array after another, then turning into one attack after another, attacking towards the foreign race's battleships. There were swords as big as mountains, sabers that could break the sky, and so on. In addition, there were also huge crossbows on the city walls. Each of them was as big as a small hill with a length of several dozen meters. Each arrow could kill a peak true emperor. In addition, there were also primordial stone cannons. This kind of huge cannon was made by refining weapons. It was engraved with large formations and was powered by origin stones. As long as there were enough ores, it would be able to unleash a terrifying attack. Even an 18th level true emperor would die from this attack. Even a great emperor would not dare to disregard it. These were all weapons of war. Rumble. All kinds of attacks bombarded the outsider starships. Many energy shields lit up on the alien warships, blocking the attacks from Two World City. Endless attacks landed on the energy barrier, causing it to vibrate continuously. Counterattack. Some of the foreign races roared. On the battleships, all sorts of attacks were launched towards Two World City. However, they were all blocked by the light outside the city. Both sides attacked each other from afar. The entire sky was drowned in dazzling light. Boom. Suddenly, a sword light slashed out from Two World City. It was extremely dazzling among all the light. The sword light was filled with boundless heavenly might. A heavenly emperor had made his move. However, a huge axe came out from the alien warships and blocked the sword light. Next, a burly figure appeared in the sky, emitting an earth-shattering aura. Heavenly Emperor of Heaven, come out and fight me. The burly alien spoke, his thunderous voice resounding across the battlefield. You think I'm afraid of you? A dazzling sword light shot out from Two World City and attacked the alien warships. Boom! The two exchanged a move, then fought deep in the sky. These two people were undoubtedly both Heavenly Emperor realm figures. The attacks from both sides continued. Rumble! Finally, another alien warship's defenses were breached. Endless attacks landed on the warship, causing it to explode. All sorts of metal flew everywhere. On the battleship, countless non-humankind beings were flying around, but many of them were killed instantly by the attacks. Whoosh! An arrow that was dozens of meters long pierced through the void, piercing a peak true emperor, and sending him flying 1,000 miles away. Boom! Another peak true emperor was hit by a pillar of light and exploded. However, there were a few figures that were abnormally strong. They weaved their way through and blocked most of the attacks. These were all emperors of the alien races. Go, go! The alien warships continued to charge towards Two World City. In the process of charging out, more battleships were destroyed, and more outsiders were killed. However, the alien warships were getting closer and closer to Two World City. In the end, after sacrificing a dozen warships and thousands of experts, they finally reached Two World City. Boom! 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 The warships crashed into the light barrier outside Two World City. The light barrier shook violently, and a hole was torn in it. Charge! The alien warships roared and charged through the cracks. Kill! On the city wall of the Two World City, there were also many experts rushing towards the holes. They were fighting against the alien races around the holes. It was a brutal scene. At the same time, the formation on the walls was still operating, turning into waves of attacks that attacked the aliens. This was the advantage of the Heaven Realm. By relying on the Two World City, Although they had far fewer experts than the mutated races, they could still stop the mutated races from invading. Kill, kill. The slaughter was exceptionally bitter. In this place, there was no mercy, only slaughter. This was a war between two worlds. It was a matter of life and death. Only by killing the enemy could one survive. Experts from both sides fell one after another, forever staying here. Relatively speaking, the Heaven Realm had the upper hand. This was because the experts of the Heaven Realm only needed to block the holes that were torn open. With the help of the formation, it was much easier for them. Although there were some who died in battle, the number of foreign races who were killed was twice as high. Boom, boom, boom. The void vibrated as a series of figures stepped out from the demonic race, emitting a terrifying aura. They were all heavenly emperors. There were more than a dozen of them. The aura of these heavenly emperors was too strong. Heaven and earth seemed to be groaning, unable to withstand the terrifying pressure. However, there were also heavenly emperors from Two World City that rushed out to stop the enemy. Fight! Chapter 2275. This battle lasted for 3 whole days. The alien race paid a terrible price, but they ultimately failed to break through Two World City. The war drums sounded, and the alien race began to retreat. Rumble. Warships retreated one after another. Outside Two World City, the hole that had been torn open began to heal. Clean up the battlefield. Someone ordered. The Heaven Domain experts began to clean up the battlefield. They sorted out the alien race corpses and packed them away. Many people had heavy hearts. Although more alien races had died in this battle, the Heaven Domain had also paid a heavy price. A large number of experts had died in battle. This is the first time in 30,000 years that the alien race has launched such a large-scale attack. Someone sighed. Although the alien race had also launched a large-scale attack a few years ago, because of the spatial tunnel, the scale was not as large. After cleaning up, these resources would all be stored in the exchange hall by the higher-ups of Two World City as public resources. The city walls were still solemnly waiting to prevent the alien race from attacking the city again. Half a month passed in the blink of an eye. Rumble. In the distance, huge battleships were charging over again. The alien race had come to attack the city again. The battle broke out again after half a month. This battle was even more tragic than the previous one. Countless experts died in battle. Even great emperors died one after another, and some heavenly emperors were seriously injured. In the end, the alien race retreated when they saw that they could not break through. Why did the alien race launch such a large-scale attack? This is the first time in 100,000 years. Someone's expression was very grave. Many people guessed that the alien race had lost their patience and planned to forcefully break through Two World City at all costs. I heard that the alien race launched a large-scale attack on another battlefield more than 10 years ago. There has been endless killing over the years. Someone else spoke. The atmosphere became even more tense. Two World City was not the only battlefield in Taiching Heaven Domain. There was another battlefield. It was also a spatial tunnel, but it was not connected to Hunyuan Heaven Domain. Instead, it was connected to another heaven. Taiching Heaven Domain was connected to 2 other heavens, and they both had the same spatial tunnel. Naturally, these 2 spatial tunnels became battlefields. The other battlefield was not inferior to 2 world cities. There were also many experts guarding it, and there was endless killing all year round. The alien race had launched a large-scale attack on that battlefield more than 10 years ago, and the killing had been constant over the years. Just like that, the peaceful days passed for another half a month. Half a month later, the alien race launched another attack. But this time, the alien race stopped tens of thousands of miles away. What are they doing? Everyone on the Heaven Domain side. At this moment, a group of people flew out from the side of the foreign races. They flew towards Two World City and stopped 10,000 miles away. I heard that the Heaven Realm has produced many geniuses in recent years. Among the younger generation, countless experts have been born. Coincidentally, some geniuses have also been born in my world. Why don't we exchange pointers? A figure stepped out from the side of the outsiders, and his voice reverberated throughout the entire place. This outsider had a jade-like complexion. He had a head of violet hair, and was incomparably handsome. He looked no different from a human, except for the eye between his eyebrows. This was a member of the royal family of the Outsiders, a terrifying celestial emperor. The Outsiders were going to send out geniuses to challenge Qin Wentian. Many people were astonished. How do you want to fight? A big shot from the Heaven Domain asked. Everyone looked over, and saw that it was Heavenly Lord Six Saints. You can leave now, said the royal of the alien race. Then 5 figures walked out from the alien race. These were the 4 young men of the foreign race. Even though it was difficult to tell them apart based on their appearances, judging from their life auras, they were indeed from the younger generation. They were quite young. These are the 4 young geniuses of our domain. The Heaven Domain can also send 4 geniuses to fight, said the royal of the alien race. What is this alien race doing? It's very simple. The alien race wants to use this move to attack the morale of the Heaven Domain. If their geniuses can crush our geniuses, many of us will feel despair and see no hope. On the contrary, the alien race's morale will increase greatly. Many people discussed. Many people realized that it was indeed so. This time, the Heaven Domain and the primordial realm could be said to have reached a golden age. Countless geniuses were born. Many people saw this group of geniuses as the hope of the Heaven Domain. They even used large amounts of resources to groom them. They could enter and leave as they pleased. They hoped that this group of geniuses would grow up and turn the situation around in the future. However, what if the geniuses of the alien race defeated the geniuses of the Heaven Domain? In that case, it would prove that even if the geniuses of the Heaven Domain grew up, they would still be no match for the alien race. How despairing would that be? It would be strange if their morale was not low. However, they had to fight this battle. If they did not fight, it would also affect their morale. This was the alien race's scheme. Many people looked at the alien race's geniuses. One of them was burly and covered in purple scales. When he opened his 3 eyes, they shone brightly. Another one was less than a meter tall, and had 4 arms. The third one was the strangest. His body was about the same height as a human, and there were no scales on his body. However, he was like a shadow. His body was constantly twisting, and there was a third eye between his eyebrows. The fourth one made many people's eyes narrow. It was a purple-haired young man. He was unbelievably handsome. His 3 eyes were slightly squinted, and there was a faint smile on his face. He was a royal of the alien race. Who should we send out? Someone asked. The 4 of them must be the top geniuses. We only have the 9 extinctions to win. There are some 9 extinctions in the 2-world city, but they seem to be in seclusion. Send someone to find them. Voices were heard. Then, some heavenly emperors entered the sacred cultivation grounds of the 2-world city to look for the 9 extinctions. As for the outsiders, they waited patiently outside the city walls. Not long after, a few figures flew towards the city walls from the 2-world city. Found them. Many people's eyes lit up. There were 4 young men behind the heavenly emperor. Coincidentally, 4 of the 9 extinctions are in the 2-world city. The heavenly emperor smiled. The others smiled as well. The 9 extinctions were the 9 strongest geniuses of the younger generation in the Heaven Domain. They had reached the true emperor realm long ago, and each of them was a heaven-defying genius. With the 9 extinctions, they would definitely win. Are they the ones? One of the 9 extinctions said arrogantly, and he was full of confidence. If Lu Ming was here, he would have recognized him immediately. It was Xian Wulin, who was defeated by him, and almost left the 9 extinctions. During this period, Xian Wulin had been in seclusion in the 2-world city, and his combat strength had increased tremendously. Haha, I have been in seclusion for a long time, and I want to stretch my body. Chapter 2276. Xian Wulin and the others were very confident. They stood at the peak of the younger generation in the heaven field, and their talents were unparalleled. They believed that as long as they grew stronger, they would be able to reverse the situation in the heaven field and defeat the non-humans. They might even be able to lead the army of the heaven field to the evil god world. They didn't put the non-human prodigies in their eyes. I'll go with you, Heavenly Sovereign Six Sacred said as he stepped out, followed by a few other heavenly emperors. Xian Wulin and the other 3 prodigies also stepped out and stopped not too far away from the non-humans. You're finally here. I thought you guys wouldn't dare to fight. One of the non-humans said lightly. The heaven field isn't afraid of anyone in the younger generation. Heavenly Sovereign Six Sacred said coldly. If that's the case, then let's begin. You can choose any of the 4 prodigies you want. The heavenly emperor of the non-humans said. Xian Wulin and the others were also sizing up the 4 non-human prodigies. When they saw the outsider royal, serious looks appeared in their eyes. Everyone knew that the non-human royal was extremely rare. But each one of them had terrifying battle power and limitless potential. They didn't care about the other non-human prodigies, but they had to take the non-human royal seriously. I'll go first, Xian Wulin said as he stepped out. His eyes scanned the 4 non-human prodigies and finally landed on the burly non-human. The burly non-human race was the most common race among the non-humans. The people of the heaven field knew this race the best. Xian Wulin naturally chose the one he was most confident in. You fight me. Xian Wulin pointed at the burly non-human. You're choosing me? The burly non-human opened his 3 eyes and emitted a cold murderous intent. Being the first to be chosen, he felt that he had been underestimated. Brat, it's your bad luck to choose me first. Brat, remember, the one who defeated you is called Wmo. The burly non-human stepped out and emitted a powerful aura. A true emperor. There was no doubt that Wmo had reached the true emperor realm. There are strong and weak true emperors as well. Die. Xian Wulin made his move. With a push of his hands, 2 stars appeared and shot towards Wayma. Petty tricks. Dandan opened his mouth, and 2 beams of destructive light shot out from his 3rd eye. Bang! Bang! The 2 stars that Xian Wulin shot out were easily defeated. Xian Wulin's face darkened slightly. He quickly formed a seal with his hands, and 1 star after another appeared around him. There were a total of 360 stars. Stellar Cycle Fist. Xian Wulin did not hold back at all. He directly used his strongest killer move and raised his combat strength to the maximum. Whoosh! 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 Stars streaked across the sky, carrying long tails as they hurtled towards Wayma. Xian Wulin's combat strength has increased by a lot. That's right. A few years ago, when he fought against Lu Ming in Alcate Ancient City, his battle prowess was only equivalent to a 3rd-order true emperor. Now he's already a 5th-order true emperor. On the Heaven Realm side, many people were overjoyed. Thinking about it, the Black Tortoise Forest had suffered a great loss in the battle with Lu Ming. In the past few years, they had worked hard and improved at an astonishing rate. They believed that this battle was in the bag. But in the next moment, the faces of the Heaven Realm's people changed drastically. Waymo roared as his body emitted a crystalline purple light. A battle axe appeared in his hand, and his burly body charged toward Xian Wulin like a wild beast. Whoosh! 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 At the same time, Waymo held the battle axe with both hands and continuously slashed at the stars. Bang! Bang! Those stars were like bubbles that were easily split apart by Waymo. Waymo took large strides forward, and the battle axe continued to slash out. Stars formed one after another and were destroyed. Xian Wulin's face changed. He roared and pushed his palms forward. In an instant, a total of 200 stars flew towards Waymo. Break! Waymo shouted coldly and slashed out several hundred times. The sky was filled with axe shadows. Those stars exploded one after another. Kill! In the end, Waymo roared and slashed out a shocking axe light. A giant battle axe that was 10,000 meters tall suddenly slashed towards Xian Wulin. Xian Wulin's pupils contracted rapidly. He erupted with all his strength and merged all the stars into one, forming a giant star that flew towards his opponent. But when the giant battle axe slashed down, the star exploded like a sun in the sky. Xian Wulin screamed miserably as his body flew far away. He flew for more than 10,000 meters before crashing to the ground and vomiting blood. Defeated. Xian Wulin was defeated. The faces of the Heaven Realm's experts were ugly. Xian Wulin, one of the 9 absolutes, was defeated without causing much trouble for his opponent. This Weima's battle strength is at least at the 6th order true Emperor realm, someone said solemnly. Many people sucked in a breath of cold air. The foreign races also had such terrifying geniuses? How could this be? The Heaven Realm, and the primordial world, had only produced a large number of geniuses during the Golden Age. But how could the foreign races have such powerful geniuses? It must be a special case. The foreign races can't have many of such geniuses. Impossible. Someone growled, finding it hard to accept. This is the Heaven Realm's genius? He can't even withstand a single blow. Weima said coldly. He looked at Xian Wulin with disdain, and walked back with his battle axe. Heavenly Sovereign 6 Saints, and the other heavenly emperors had ugly expressions. Xian Wulin's defeat would more or less affect the Heaven Realm's morale. You must win the second round. Heavenly Sovereign 6 Saints transmitted his voice to the remaining 3 geniuses. I'll go for this round. The bald youth stepped forward. This person's combat power was very strong. Back then, in the Alcate ancient city, he had also made a move to deal with Lu Ming. However, he was stopped by Dandan, and displayed shocking combat power. He was much stronger than the Xian Wulin back then. The bald youth's gaze swept across the remaining 3 geniuses, and finally landed on the skinny foreign race with 4 arms. You come out and fight with me. The bald youth said. Then I'll fulfill your wish. The skinny foreign race smiled faintly. He took a step forward, and appeared in front of the bald youth. His speed was shocking. Whoosh. Following that, the skinny youth made his move. His body flashed and disappeared. In the next moment, 4 incomparably sharp rays of light appeared around the bald youth, and slashed towards him. So fast. Many people were shocked. The skinny foreign race's speed was too shocking. His body flashed so fast that it was impossible to catch him. Mad Demon Fist. The bald youth roared as he punched out with both fists. Terrifying fist energy swept out in all directions like a mad demon. Clang! Clang! The sound of metal vibrating echoed in all directions. Chapter 2277. The speed of the bald youth's fist technique was also astonishingly fast. He was actually able to block his opponent's attack. The 2 of them exchanged over 100 blows in an instant, and it was difficult to determine the victor. Interesting. You can actually keep up with my speed. But let me tell you, I'm only using half of my speed. The skinny foreign being sneered. Suddenly, his speed increased greatly once again. The speed of his 4 sharp weapons also increased greatly, becoming twice as fast as before. The bald youth was shocked. He roared angrily, and pushed his fist technique to the extreme. But he was still no match for his opponent. Poof! A wound appeared on the bald youth's body. His body was almost cut in half, and blood flowed profusely. The bald youth frantically retreated, wanting to avoid his opponent's attack. But his opponent did not stop attacking. There was no way he could avoid it. Poof! The bald youth was hit again. His body was cut again. This time, one of his arms was cut off. He spat out large mouthfuls of blood, and a look of despair appeared on his face. Die! The skinny foreign being's eyes were ferocious as he charged toward the bald youth. I admit defeat. I admit defeat. At the critical moment, the bald youth roared. Die! The skinny foreign being did not stop, and continued to charge toward the bald youth. Enough! A heavenly emperor beside Heavenly Sovereign 6 Saints acted. A force enveloped the bald youth, and swept him to his side. Haha, you need a heavenly emperor to act. What a piece of trash. The skinny foreign being sneered. He looked at the bald youth with disdain, then stepped back. The bald youth's face was extremely ugly. He spat out a few mouthfuls of blood, then sat down cross-legged to heal his injuries. Heavenly Sovereign 6 Saints, and the other heavenly emperors also had ugly expressions. Just now, when the heavenly emperor had acted to save the bald youth, the opposing heavenly emperor did not stop him. Perhaps it was intentional. The bald youth had suffered a crushing defeat, and the heavenly emperor had been forced to act. Countless people from both sides had seen all of this. This was a huge blow to the heaven domain. Their top prodigies had been defeated and needed a heavenly emperor to save them. How ironic was that? How could this be? Some people from the heaven domain were filled with despair. Their overall strength could not compare to the foreign races. Even the prodigies of this generation could not compare to the foreign races. What hope did the heaven domain have? It was only a matter of time before they were defeated and destroyed. At this point, there were still two outsiders chosen who had yet to make a move. The shadowy outsider stepped forward and said in a cold, piercing voice, "Which of you wants to fight me?" On the heaven realm's side, there were still two young geniuses. One of them was a beautiful woman, and the other was a young man in a blue robe with a graceful bearing. "I'll handle him. As for the outsider royal, I'll have to rely on you. I'm definitely not a match for him." At that moment, the beautiful woman said to the blue-clothed youth, "The 9 absolutes of the heaven realm also had their differences." The blue-robed young man was one of the strongest among the 9 absolutes, and was ranked in the top 3. "All right, no matter what, we cannot lose the next 2 matches," the blue-clothed young man said. The beautiful woman nodded and floated out. Without saying anything, she engaged in a great battle with the shadow-like evil god race being. Both of them should be at the 7th order true emperor realm. Their battle prowess was on par with each other. However, the other party's body was extremely bizarre. Not only was it as elusive as a shadow, it was even capable of launching soul attacks. After exchanging dozens of blows, the beautiful woman was at a disadvantage. How could this be? The people from the heaven realm exclaimed in disbelief. How could the outsider race have so many powerful geniuses? They were even more terrifying than the people from the heaven realm. "No, I can't lose." Ruthlessness flashed in the beautiful woman's eyes. Suddenly, she stopped defending and allowed the other party's sword to pierce her body. Taking advantage of this opportunity, she attacked with all her might. This was a battle that would cause both sides to suffer, but it was also effective. Obviously, the other party didn't expect the beautiful woman to be so ruthless. Boom! Boom! Both of them retreated. The beautiful woman coughed out large mouthfuls of blood. Her body was almost torn apart by the sword chi. However, the other party didn't have it easy either. He was hit by the beautiful woman's all-out attack, and was also heavily injured. Both sides suffered. On the heaven realm's side, after the beautiful woman's desperate attack, the battle finally ended in a draw. But on the heaven realm's side, no one was happy. There was only despair. The evil god world had also given birth to such powerful geniuses. What hope did the heaven realm have? "It seems like you came prepared today. The 4 of them should be the strongest geniuses in your world," one of the heaven realm's heavenly emperors said. Many people's eyes lit up. It was possible that the foreign races had come prepared. It was possible that they had brought the strongest geniuses of the foreign races. That was why they were so powerful. As for the heaven realm, not all of the 9 jades had arrived. There were still some geniuses who were still growing. If that was the case, then there was hope. You don't have to deceive yourselves. To tell you the truth, the 3 people who fought just now can't even enter the top 10 of my world. One of the foreign race's heavenly emperors sneered. "Can't even enter the top 10? Impossible, absolutely impossible. It's fake. It must be an alarmist talk to scare us. We don't believe it." The heaven realm's people were in an uproar. No one believed it. The 3 people who fought just now were already unbelievably powerful. The 9 jades of the heaven realm were not their opponents. With such combat strength and cultivation, they couldn't even enter the top 10 of the foreign races. This was too despairing. They naturally didn't believe it. "It's really sad. No wonder you all lost. I swear in the name of the heavenly emperors that all of this is the truth," the foreign race's heavenly emperor said indifferently. The heaven realm's people were in despair. Was what the foreign race said true? "This person is a prince of my world. He has amazing talent, and is ranked 9th among the younger generation of my world." Following that, the foreign race's heavenly emperor pointed at the foreign race's royal youth. The foreign race's royal youth stepped out, and his gaze fell on the blue-robed youth. "Remember, my name is Motian Luo. I will crush you. Fight." The blue-robed youth stepped out and launched an attack towards the foreign race's prince, Luo. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The blue divine light transformed into a series of astonishing attacks. As soon as he attacked, the blue-robed young man displayed a terrifying combat strength. Combat strength of an 8th order true emperor. The Heaven Realm's people's eyes lit up as they saw hope. The blue-robed youth's combat strength had already reached the 8th order true emperor realm. To be able to reach this level at such a young age, he was definitely strong. You have some strength, but it's not enough, Luo said indifferently. A destructive light shot out from his eyes and turned into dozens of sword lights that slashed towards the blue-robed youth. The sword lights whistled and broke the blue-robed youth's attack, causing him to retreat quickly. What? So strong? Many people were shocked. How was it possible that the blue-robed youth was forced to retreat in one move? Kill! Luo shouted. The sword lights whistled and slashed towards the blue-robed youth. The blue-robed youth roared and soared into the sky. He used a terrifying super skill to break the sword lights and charged towards Luo. I'll defeat you. Chapter 2278. Luo was extremely powerful and brave. With a single palm strike, he pierced through the void and destroyed all of the blue-robed youth's attacks. The blue-robed youth's expression changed drastically. He wanted to retreat, but it was too late. Bang! The terrifying palm strike landed on the blue-robed youth's chest. The blue-robed youth screamed as his chest was pierced through. His body flew tens of thousands of meters away as he coughed out large mouthfuls of blood. He was severely injured. No, this is impossible. Someone from the heavenly world shouted in disbelief. The blue-robed youth was ranked in the top 3 of the 9 absolutes. His combat strength was at the 8th order true emperor realm. However, he was severely injured in just a few moves against the foreign prince. The gap was too big. More importantly, was Luo only ranked 9th among the foreign race's younger generation, as the heavenly emperor had said? If that was the case, there was no hope for the heavenly world. When this generation of geniuses grew up, the heavenly world would not be filled with hope, but despair. Many people shouted, unwilling to accept all of this. After waiting for countless years and fighting for countless years, the golden age of geniuses had finally arrived. This generation was destined to rise up and give birth to peak experts. Everyone was looking forward to the rise of this generation. Then they would kill their way back and take back the 9 heavens domain. However, this was the outcome they had been waiting for. Many people's faces turned pale. At this moment, their morale was gone. What was the use of fighting and risking their lives? Not good. Heavenly Sovereign Sixth Saint sighed in his heart. He knew that this was a huge blow to everyone. The situation was not good for the heavenly world. Ha ha ha, the golden age of the heavenly world is nothing more than this. You can't even withstand a single blow. Do you have any more geniuses? Come out and fight. One of the foreign race's geniuses laughed, full of disdain and mockery. Today they had achieved their goal. The morale of the geniuses was low. After some time, it would definitely collapse. There are many geniuses from the heavenly world who are not in Two World City. Otherwise, they would not be weaker than you. Heavenly Sovereign Sixth Saint said. At this time they could not afford to be weak. Is that so? Then I will give you time to send people to find geniuses. I'm afraid that the ones you find will not be able to withstand a single blow. The foreign race's heavenly sovereign 6 saints laughed. Go and find the top 2 of the 9 jades. This time, we must not weaken our morale. Heavenly Venerate 6 saints transmitted his voice to a heavenly emperor. I'm just afraid that they have even stronger geniuses. The heavenly emperor sighed. I don't care about that anymore. Now I can only fight. Heavenly Sovereign 6 saints said. That heaven emperor nodded, his figure flashed and left the place. The outsiders stood quietly on the battlefield waiting. Their expressions were calm and composed. At this moment, Lu Ming ended his cultivation. Insufficient energy can't break through. Lu Ming sighed. Although he had refined a lot of world cores, his cultivation had only reached the peak of 7-star Void Emperor. It was impossible for him to break through to the true Emperor realm, unless he had a large number of Chaos Stones or primordial stones. Forget it. I'll go back to the true emperor battlefield. With my current cultivation, I'm invincible in the outer regions. I'll hunt for alien cores and exchange them for chaos stones. After making up his mind, Lu Ming exited the mountain river diagram and flew out of the two-world city. As he neared the city walls, Lu Ming felt that something was amiss. The atmosphere in the two-world city was extremely heavy and oppressive. There's a big battle. Without thinking, Lu Ming could guess that there must have been a big battle. When he arrived at the city walls, he saw that many people's eyes were filled with helplessness and despair. It was as if they had lost all hope. After asking around, Lu Ming understood what was going on. Are they alien race geniuses? There are alien race princes as well. Oh, there are chaos stones. Lu Ming muttered to himself. Then his eyes lit up. Lu Ming looked around and saw Heavenly Emperor Hung Yu and the others on the city walls. Lu Ming quickly walked towards Heavenly Emperor Hung Yu. Lu Ming. Sensing Lu Ming's presence, Heavenly Dharch Hung Yu revealed a smile. Senior Hung Yu, please let me out. Lu Ming said. You want to go out? Heavenly Emperor Hung Yu revealed a surprised look. Yes, I want to meet the alien race's geniuses. Lu Ming nodded. This, Heavenly Emperor Hung Yu, and the other Heavenly Emperors looked at Lu Ming with some hesitation. Although Lu Ming's talent was unprecedented, he had just become an emperor not long ago. A few years ago in Alcate Ancient City, Lu Ming's combat strength was not weak and could defeat Xian Wulin at that time. But now, Xian Wulin's combat strength had improved greatly, but he was still not a match for the alien race's geniuses. Even if Lu Ming improved faster and was stronger than Xian Wulin, it was impossible for him to be a match for the alien race's prince. Alright, but Heavenly Emperor Hung Yu only thought for a moment and nodded in agreement. Lu Ming had already made history by becoming an emperor with many types of laws. No one had ever done so before. No matter how fast Lu Ming improved, it was not surprising. Their eyes shone with hope, hoping that Lu Ming could defeat the alien race's geniuses and restore the Heaven Court's morale. Immediately, Heavenly Emperor Hung Yu ordered to open the array and let Lu Ming out. Lu Ming's figure flashed and flew out of Two World City. Instantly, he attracted everyone's attention. That's Lu Ming. It's him, it's Lu Ming. Why did he go out? Is he going to fight the alien race's geniuses? Before Lu Ming became an emperor, he had already mastered many types of laws, and even the 3 strongest types of laws. Once he became an emperor, he rushed to become a 4-star Void Emperor and suppress Xian Wulin. Now that a few years have passed, Lu Ming must be stronger. He might even be able to fight the alien race's geniuses. Many people revealed hopeful looks. I don't think so. No matter how strong he is, he can't be a match for the alien race's prince. Someone poured cold water on them. It was an expert from the Lan family. Why do you have to praise others and destroy our own morale? We'll know after the battle. Heavenly Emperor Hung Yu glanced at the Lan family's expert and said coldly. The Lan family's expert's face changed, and he didn't dare to say anything. Lu Ming was extremely fast. Like a bolt of lightning, he arrived beside Heavenly Sovereign Sixth Sacred and the others. Lu Ming, Heavenly Sovereign Sixth Sacred, and the others looked at Lu Ming and nodded. Senior, let me fight. Lu Ming said. You want to fight? What a joke. Don't you see how strong the other party is? If you fight, you will only cause us to lose another battle and destroy our morale even more. Xian Wulin said first. Do you think others are the same as you? Lu Ming glanced at Xian Wulin in disdain. You. Xian Wulin's face flushed red. But he was indeed defeated and couldn't refute. Lu Ming, fight with all your might. Heavenly Sovereign Sixth Sacred said. Lu Ming nodded and stepped forward. As he walked in front, the aura of a 7-star Void Emperor erupted. 7-star Void Emperor? Impossible. How did he improve so quickly? Chapter 2279. Xian Wulin roared in his heart. He was shocked by Lu Ming's cultivation. The others weren't any better. Their mouths were agape as they sucked in a breath of cold air. A 7-star Void Emperor wasn't much. However, this 7-star Void Emperor had only become an emperor 2 years ago. That was terrifying. The other members of the Nine Extinction sect, such as the bald young man, the blue-robed young man, and the beautiful woman, all looked at Lu Ming in shock. Great, Heavenly Sovereign Six Saints, and the other heavenly emperors were overjoyed. With Lu Ming's talent, if he continued to grow, he would definitely become a peak expert. The people from the heavenly world were shocked. However, the people from the foreign races were stunned and looked down on Huang Xiaolong. They didn't know that Lu Ming had only become an emperor 2 years ago. Is there really no one else in the heavenly world? You actually sent an Void Emperor to his death? One of the heavenly emperors from the foreign races mocked. So what if he's an Void Emperor? He's strong enough to defeat your so-called prodigies. Lu Ming spoke with disdain and provocation. Arrogant. Leave this brat to me. Among the 4 prodigies from the foreign races, a burly prodigy covered in purple scales stepped out. A giant axe appeared in his hand, and his eyes were filled with malevolence. This person was called Wei Mo. He had easily defeated Xian Wulin in the previous battle. No one from the foreign races stopped him. In their opinion, Wei Mo alone was enough to deal with a mere Void Emperor. Bang! Bang! There was purple light all over Wei Ma's body. He was 4 meters tall, more than twice as tall as Lu Ming. Every time he took a step on the ground, there would be a booming sound. It was as though a huge beast was walking. Brat, I'll chop you in half with my axe, Wei Mo snarled, and his 3 eyes emitted a sinister light. Lu Ming raised his middle finger, revealing a look of disdain. You're courting death. Wei Mo stomped on the ground, and the ground cracked. His burly figure charged towards Lu Ming. While he was in midair, he swung his axe at Lu Ming. A terrifying axe light split the void in half. A 6th-order true emperor is too weak, Lu Ming muttered. His figure soared into the sky, charging towards the other party. When he met the opponent's axe light that was chopping down, Lu Ming immediately struck out with his palm. In this move, Lu Ming used the indestructible golden body. His entire body was like a peerless divine weapon. At the same time, the power of law covered his palm. Boom! The axe radiance was like tofu, unable to withstand a single blow. Lu Ming's figure didn't stop as he charged towards Wei Ma. Vimo was shocked. He didn't expect that the attack he had unleashed with all his might wouldn't even be able to withstand a single blow from Lu Ming. This was completely beyond his expectations. In his opinion, a mere Void Emperor could not be that strong. He would definitely be chopped to death by his axe. By then it was already too late for him to dodge. Lu Ming had already arrived. Bang! Lu Ming's palm landed on Wei Ma's face. Wei Ma let out a miserable shriek as half of his face exploded. His body slammed heavily into the ground, creating a huge pit. He laid there twitching nonstop. He was already half dead. The entire place fell into silence. Everyone couldn't help but widen their eyes in shock. The powerful Wei Ma, who had easily defeated the Black Tortoise Forest, was actually unable to withstand a single blow from Lu Ming. In just one move, he was suppressed by Lu Ming and was heavily injured. The impact was too strong. Good. Good hit. Cheers erupted from the heavenly world side. The two-world city was in an uproar. Many people were yelling in excitement. It was too satisfying, too satisfying. Just now, the heavenly world's geniuses were suppressed by their opponents. Now that Lu Ming had made his move, he defeated one of their opponents with a single slap. This scene was as good as drinking a cup of cold beer on a hot summer day. Initially, many people were in despair. But now they couldn't help but feel hopeful. There were even stronger geniuses in the heavenly world. Although the geniuses of the foreign races were strong, it wasn't like they couldn't be defeated. Of course, there were a few people who weren't happy. For example, Black Tortoise Forest, Lan Cheng, and those who had a grudge against Lu Ming. Damn it! When did he become so strong? Damn it! Black Tortoise Forest roared in his heart. He couldn't accept it. Previously, he was easily defeated by Wei Ma. But now, Wei Ma couldn't even withstand a single blow from Lu Ming. Didn't this mean that he was too weak? His face was extremely gloomy. Humph. Lan Cheng snorted coldly. His face didn't look too good either. Similarly, the experts of the foreign races had ugly looks on their faces too. Their geniuses of the foreign races were actually defeated by Lu Ming in such a domineering manner. It was a slap to the face. It wasn't good for their plan either. This is your geniuses? Too weak. Change to another one, Lu Ming said casually, as he looked at the remaining 3 geniuses of the foreign races. Other than the prince of the foreign races, Mo Tianluo, the other 2 had grave looks on their faces. Even if the 2 of them were stronger than Wei Ma, they wouldn't be much stronger. They definitely wouldn't be able to crush Wei Ma as easily as Lu Ming. Even if they went up, they definitely wouldn't be Lu Ming's match. A 7-star Void Emperor with such fighting strength. Interesting. Let me take you on. Mo Tianluo stepped out. His purple hair fluttered in the wind, and he looked extremely handsome. In addition, he had a third eye in the middle of his brows that was filled with an evil aura. If he were to enter the human race, he would probably charm thousands of girls. Lu Ming revealed a smile. His target was Mo Tianluo. Make your move. Stop wasting time, Lu Ming said casually. He had an expression, as though he didn't care about Mo Tianluo at all. Mo Tianluo's eyes flashed with a tinge of gloominess. His purple hair fluttered in the wind as his entire body emitted purple aura. Swoosh! A dazzling radiance shot out from his eyes, and turned into a huge battle sword. It slashed towards Lu Ming with shocking power. Lu Ming squinted his eyes and circulated his power of the world to the maximum. At the same time, a long spear that contained 8 types of laws appeared in his hand. Facing Mo Tianluo, Lu Ming might look casual, but he didn't dare to be careless. Mo Tianluo's fighting strength had already reached the level of a rank 9 true emperor. His current fighting strength was also at the same level as Mo Tianluo. Clang! Lu Ming's long spear expanded and clashed with Mo Tianluo's battle sword. There was a loud clang, and the force was rampant. Mo Tianluo's battle sword was destroyed by Lu Ming. At the same time, Lu Ming's figure also retreated a few steps. He blocked it. So strong. The eyes of the people from the heaven world lit up. Lu Ming had blocked Mo Tianluo's attack. This meant that he had the strength to fight. At this moment, although many people were shocked by Lu Ming's fighting strength, they still hoped that Lu Ming could fight with Mo Tianluo, and even defeat him. Kill! Seeing that Lu Ming had blocked his attack, Mo Tianluo roared. His third eye continued to shoot out radiance that turned into dozens of battle swords and slashed towards Lu Ming. At the same time, his figure flashed as he charged towards Lu Ming. Chapter 2280. Lu Ming and Mo Tianluo exchanged a blow and retreated. What a strong power! Lu Ming felt his arm going numb. It seemed like he was still at a disadvantage in terms of power, after using 8 types of laws. 9 types of laws then. Lu Ming added the life law into the long spear. Buzz! The long spear buzzed, and its power increased tremendously. It turned into a sky-piercing spear radiance and pressed down on Mo Tianluo. Kill! Mo Tianluo's palms were sparkling like purple jade as he charged towards Lu Ming. He continuously blasted out, and clashed with Lu Ming's spear radiance, causing terrifying explosions. The 2 of them continuously clashed, and in the blink of an eye, they had exchanged dozens of blows, and it was hard to determine the victor. After Lu Ming used 9 types of laws, his combat strength was equivalent to a 9th-level true emperor. He was on par with Mo Tianluo, and wasn't any weaker. So strong. Lu Ming is so strong. He can definitely fight with Mo Tianluo. Haha, that's right. Who said that the geniuses of the heaven realm are inferior to the foreign races? They just didn't come out previously. Lu Ming created miracles, and became an emperor with many types of laws. He will definitely become an unparalleled expert in the future. He is the hope of the heaven realm. Many people were discussing. When these words entered Lan Cheng's ears, his face turned gloomy. His eyes flashed with cold light, and no one knew what he was thinking. The battle was still ongoing. Lu Ming and Mo Tianluo fought in the sky and exchanged hundreds of blows. Lose-lose. At this point, Mo Tianluo started to get impatient. The main thing was that Lu Ming's cultivation was too low. He was only an empty emperor, and he couldn't even take down an empty emperor. If news of this battle were to spread to the evil god world, he would definitely be suppressed and mocked by the other princes. His attacks became even more violent. It's about time. The corner of Lu Ming's mouth curled into a cold smile. His spear aura suddenly changed and turned into a spinning force. He charged towards Mo Tianluo and completely abandoned his defense. Courting death. Mo Tianluo's eyes lit up as he blasted a palm on Lu Ming. However, he was also swept by Lu Ming's long spear. The two of them were sent flying at the same time, coughing up large mouthfuls of blood. They were seriously injured. However, Lu Ming had the indestructible ancient scripture. He circulated the indestructible ancient scripture, and his injuries quickly healed. Whoosh! Lu Ming charged towards his opponent again. The two of them fought fiercely. Lu Ming didn't care about defense at all, only attacking. He was completely in the position of exchanging injury for injury. The two of them were continuously struck by each other. However, Lu Ming's injuries were quickly recovering, while Mo Tianluo's injuries were getting worse and worse. His aura was getting weaker and weaker, and his battle strength was quickly weakening. In the end, he wasn't a match for Lu Ming at all, and was being crushed by Lu Ming. Boom! Lu Ming's spear struck Mo Tianluo's body and blasted him into the ground. The ground crumbled, and Mo Tianluo's hair was disheveled. He vomited large mouthfuls of blood, and his aura presence was extremely weak. However, Lu Ming didn't stop as he continued to charge at Mo Tianluo. Senior, help me keep an eye on the enemy's celestial emperor. At the same time, Lu Ming sent a voice transmission to Heavenly Venerate 6 Saints. Ah! Mo Tianluo roared as he rushed out of the ground, trying to escape. However, Lu Ming caught up with him in an instant, and struck him with his spear again. Mo Tianluo's body flew out like a cannonball in the direction of Two World City. Enough! A foreign race Heavenly Emperor roared as he stretched out a huge hand, trying to grab Mo Tianluo. However, Heavenly Venerate 6 Saints waved his hand, and destroyed the other party's huge hand. What are you trying to do? Do you want to start a war? The foreign race Heavenly Emperor roared as he attacked at the same time. However, Heavenly Venerate 6 Saints was stronger and blocked the other party. Meanwhile, Lu Ming had already caught up with Mo Tianluo. At that moment, Mo Tianluo didn't have any strength to fight back. Lu Ming stepped on his body, causing his bones to break inch by inch, and his injuries to worsen. Following which, Lu Ming grabbed Mo Tianluo's neck and rushed towards Two World City. Let go of my race's prince. The foreign race Heavenly Emperors were enraged and attacked at the same time. However, Heavenly Venerate 6 Saints and the other Heavenly Emperors from the Heaven Domain also attacked and blocked the other party's attacks. Then, they swept up the blue-robed youth and the others and rushed towards Two World City. After catching up with Lu Ming, Heavenly Venerate 6 Saints swept up Lu Ming and flew towards Two World City. Behind them, the foreign race Heavenly Emperors were furious as they chased after them. However, Heavenly Emperor Hung Yu and the others on top of Two World City attacked and blocked the foreign race Heavenly Emperors. With this block, Heavenly Venerate 6 Saints and the others had already returned to Two World City and landed on top of the city walls. They won. Lu Ming won. At this moment, the gazes of everyone in heaven landed on Lu Ming, exuding a glow of surprise. Their eyes were filled with hope once again. It wasn't that the Heaven Domain's geniuses were inferior, but that the stronger ones hadn't attacked yet. Didn't they see how Lu Ming defeated his opponent the moment he attacked? Moreover, Lu Ming was only an empty Tharch. If an empty Tharch was so strong, then how shocking would he be in the future? They saw hope once again. In the future, the Heaven Domain might have a chance to fight with the foreign races, or even counterattack. Hand over my race's prince. Otherwise, I won't leave even a chicken or dog alive. Several foreign race Heavenly Emperors stopped outside Two World City and roared in anger. I'm so scared. Come and attack. You're talking as if you won't attack if I hand him over. Lu Ming laughed coldly as he held onto Mo Tianluo's neck and stood on top of the city walls. Kid, you will die very miserably. I swear. Mo Tianluo roared in anger. Bam! Lu Ming lifted Mo Tianluo and smashed him heavily onto the city walls. The city walls of Two World City were refined with special materials and inscribed with countless inscriptions. How hard was it? Mo Tianluo was smashed until he was dizzy. God knows how many bones in his body were broken, especially his face. It was already beyond recognition. There was no longer the handsome appearance from before. If you talk any more nonsense, I'll directly pickle you, Lu Ming said coldly. Mo Tianluo shut his mouth. At this moment, the foreign race heavenly emperors were furious. They couldn't wait to chop Lu Ming into 8 pieces. It could be said that they hated Lu Ming to the core. This time, their plan was to use the younger generation to attack the heaven domain's morale. Originally, their plan had been completed perfectly. The morale of the heaven domain's people was many times lower. Unfortunately, at the crucial moment, a Lu Ming appeared and completely ruined their plan. He defeated their geniuses consecutively and restored the heaven domain's morale. Even the foreign race's prince had fallen into Lu Ming's hands. The foreign race's prince not only had a noble status, but his talent was also peerless. In the future, he would definitely become an unparalleled expert. Nothing must happen to him. What do you want? Only then will you let my race's prince go? One of the foreign race heavenly emperors spoke. Originally, I wanted to kill him directly. However, seeing that your attitude is sincere, I can let him go. How about this? Take out 1,000 chaos stones and I'll let him go. Lu Ming demanded an exorbitant price. What? 1,000 chaos stones? That's impossible. Your appetite is too big. One of the foreign race heavenly emperors roared in anger. 1,000 chaos stones? What a joke. Do you think chaos stones are cabbages? A few pieces are already very precious, let alone 1,000. If you can't take it out, then collect his corpse, Lu Ming said with a cold face. 1,000 chaos stones is too much. It's impossible. Chapter 2281. Alright, then I'll take a step back. 100 chaos stones, no less. Lu Ming pretended to consider for a while, and opened his mouth to say, directly dropping from 1,000 to 100. Actually, he was indeed demanding an exorbitant price previously. He was also clear that 1,000 was simply impossible. It was just a bargain. 100 is still too much, lower it a little. A foreign race heavenly emperor still wanted to bargain. Bang! Lu Ming lifted Mo Tianluo and smashed him on the city wall again, making Mo Tianluo cry out miserably. Alright, 100 it is. We'll go and gather. The foreign race was helpless in the end. Then, a foreign race heavenly emperor returned to the foreign race army to gather chaos stones. I object to using the foreign race prince to exchange for chaos stones. Right at this time, a person stepped out from the heaven realm's side and spoke coldly. Lu Ming looked over. It was Lancheng. Lancheng looked around and said to the heaven realm's people, this foreign race prince's talent is too high. If we let him go back, when he grows up in the future, he will be a great enemy to us. Such a good opportunity, we must kill him. These words made many people's eyes twinkle. Yes, this foreign race prince's talent was astonishing. Even the top 3 prodigies of the 9 absolutes were not his match. Placed on the heaven realm's side, he could be said to be a prodigy at the top of the pyramid. Such a character, when he grew up in the future, how terrifying would he be? Many people were persuaded by Lancheng. Lancheng sneered. Lu Ming wanted to use Mo Tianluo to exchange for resources. How could it be so easy? He wanted to stop it. Moreover, killing Mo Tianluo, the foreign race would definitely bear a grudge against Lu Ming. To him, there were only benefits and no harm. Bullshit, Mo Tianluo is Lu Ming's captive. How to deal with him, he has the final say. Others have no right to interfere. Heavenly Emperor Hung Yu walked over and directly cursed. How could he not see through Lancheng's thoughts? Truly despicable and shameless. Hung Yu, you can't say it like that. Ordinary captives can naturally be dealt with as you wish. But this foreign race prince's talent is too high. It concerns the safety of the heaven realm. We can't deal with him willfully. Lancheng quibbled, not letting go of the heaven realm's safety. Her. At this moment, Lu Ming sneered, full of mockery. Lancheng looked at Lu Ming, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. Lu Ming, what are you laughing at? I'm laughing at you for being a coward, Lu Ming said. You, how dare you? Lancheng was furious. Lu Ming actually dared to say such things to him, in front of so many people. How preposterous. I finally understand why the heaven realm lost. It's because there are too many people like you. They don't have any confidence at all. Without confidence, without the belief that they will win, how can they win? If I can defeat this outsider prince today, I'll be able to crush him in the future. Not to mention one outsider prince, even if there were 10 of them, so what? In the future, I can suppress them with a flip of my hand. Since I dared to let him go, I will deal with him myself in the future. Therefore, there is no need for you to worry about him. Lu Ming spoke with great confidence. Haha, that's right. In your eyes, this outsider prince may be a great enemy in the future. But in Lu Ming's eyes, he's just a jumping clown. What are you afraid of? Hung Yu laughed. Who can say for sure what will happen in the future? Lan Qing said with a gloomy face. Since you can't say for sure, why are you still talking nonsense? Maybe I'll kill him tomorrow. Lu Ming sneered, then turned around and ignored Lan Qing. Gotcha! Lan Qing clenched his fists, and his eyes were filled with cold killing intent, but he concealed it very well. He was the Heavenly Emperor, and Lu Ming dared to talk to him like that. He was simply courting death. Of course, he didn't think about why Lu Ming had such an attitude. Because of Lan Yun, Lu Ming had been targeted by Lan Qing in all aspects in the Yaoguang ancient city. A dignified Heavenly Emperor was targeting Lu Ming, a junior everywhere. Lu Ming couldn't take it anymore, and decided not to be nice to Lan Qing. At this time, the outsider Heavenly Emperor, who had gone to gather Chaos Stones, had returned. Here are the Chaos Stones. Release my prince. The Heavenly Emperor said. Senior Six Sacred, I'll have to trouble you. Lu Ming handed the Demon Sky Net to Heavenly Sovereign Six Sacred. Only Heavenly Sovereign Six Sacred could make the exchange. If he went, he would definitely be slapped to death. Heavenly Sovereign Six Sacred nodded, took the Demon Sky Net, and flew out of Two World City. The outsider had no choice but to obediently hand the Chaos Stones to Heavenly Sovereign Six Sacred in exchange for the Demon Sky Net. Heavenly Sovereign Six Sacred returned and handed a storage bracelet to Lu Ming. Lu Ming took a look and saw that there were exactly 100 Chaos Stones in the storage bracelet. Lu Ming was overjoyed. 100 Chaos Gems. This was a huge sum of wealth. He'd fought for more than 2 years in the True Emperor battlefield, and had only managed to get 3 Chaos Stones in exchange for alien cores. Now he had suddenly obtained 100 Chaos Stones. With these Chaos Stones, his cultivation level would definitely break through to the True Emperor realm. Many people looked at Lu Ming with burning eyes. There was envy, jealousy, and so on. Take Xian Wulin for example. He had been beaten up by the other party when he fought. However, Lu Ming had won 100 Chaos Stones. The difference was too great. Lan Qing and the others had gloomy expressions. The more resources Lu Ming had, the faster he would grow. Kid, we have more prodigies here. Let's continue the battle. At this time, a Heavenly Emperor of a foreign race roared as he stared at Lu Ming. Now that this had happened, the morale of the celestial field had not decreased. Instead, it had increased greatly. The foreign races were the ones with the lowest morale. They were unwilling to accept this, and called for even stronger prodigies to fight with Lu Ming to break the morale of the celestial field. I'm not free. Lu Ming's reply was only 2 words. Then, he waved his hand and flew back to his residence. With the Chaos Stones in hand, Lu Ming was rushing back to break through. He was not in the mood to fight. Damn it, what other prodigies do the celestial field have? Call them out and fight with our prodigies. The foreign race Heavenly Emperor roared. I'm not free. This was the answer of Heavenly Venerate Six Saints. He was not that stupid. Lu Ming had just won a big victory, and restored the morale of the celestial field. Why would he be so stupid as to call for a fight? What if he was beaten up and their morale was low? Anyway, they had won a big victory, and should stop while they were ahead. The foreign race Heavenly Emperor was so angry that he wanted to vomit blood. He had sent out prodigies to challenge outside Two World City, but the celestial field ignored them. In the end, the foreign race had no choice but to retreat. Their plan this time was completely ruined because of Lu Ming. After Lu Ming returned to his residence, he directly entered the mountain river diagram and took out a pile of origin stones. He devoured the energy of the origin stones and recovered to his peak state. Then he took out a chaos stone. He wanted to use the chaos stone to break through to the true emperor realm. Breaking through to the true emperor realm required a lot of energy, but 100 chaos stones were definitely more than enough. After taking a deep breath, 3 streams of chaos chi flew out of the chaos stone and were sucked into Lu Ming's mouth. Chapter 2282. Once a void emperor broke through to the true emperor realm, the small world would become more stable. Living beings could enter and cultivate in the small world. Naturally, the amount of energy required was shocking. Now, Lu Ming's speed of refining the chaotic aura was much faster than before. He could refine 1 chaos stone in 3 days, which was 3 wisps of chaotic aura. After refining 1, Lu Ming took out another. A month passed quickly. Lu Ming had refined 10 chaos stones, but he still hadn't broken through. Lu Ming continued refining. In the blink of an eye, 3 months passed. The speed at which Lu Ming refined the chaos gems was getting faster and faster. In 3 months, he had refined over 30 chaos stones. Boom! Boom! At this time, Lu Ming's accumulation had reached the peak. His small world rumbled and expanded continuously. In the end, Lu Ming's small world reached a radius of 10,000 li. This area was about the same as the mountain river diagram. Evolve! Lu Ming's thoughts moved. Mountains, rivers, and lakes appeared in his small world. However, there were no living beings. In order to evolve living beings, one had to reach the emperor realm and control the grand Tao. Wang. At this time, a layer of light spread out from Lu Ming's body. This was the world god light. The world god light meant that the small world had completely stabilized, and he had stepped into the true emperor realm. True emperor realm, I finally broke through. Lu Ming was overjoyed. He felt that his world god light was 5 to 6 times stronger than before. After refining over 30 chaos stones, Lu Ming finally broke through to the true emperor realm. He was now a 1-star true emperor. My battle strength should be at the 10th order true emperor realm. Lu Ming estimated his battle strength. Before his breakthrough, his battle strength was at the 9th order true emperor realm. However, the increase in battle strength was in many aspects. The most important thing was the laws. However, after breaking through from the void emperor realm to the true emperor realm, his world god light had increased by 5 to 6 times. Therefore, his battle strength had risen to the 10th order true emperor realm. Normally, it would be difficult for one's combat strength to increase by so much after breaking through a minor level. True emperors have a total of 18 levels of power. Only peak 7-star cultivators with 9 laws at the 3rd level and powerful abilities are considered the 18th level. However, I don't even need to reach this step to have the combat strength of rank 18. Lu Ming smiled. He was different from the others. His physical strength far exceeded that of ordinary people. Moreover, he had mastered 3 supreme laws, while the rest were all monarch laws. If his cultivation reached the peak of 7 stars, and his 9 laws reached the 3rd level, his battle prowess would naturally surpass an 18th level true emperor. I still have over 60 chaos gems, but I've just made a breakthrough in my cultivation. I need to consolidate it first before making a breakthrough. Right now, I should focus on cultivating the laws. Lu Ming planned the direction of his future cultivation. When laws reached the 2nd realm, there were also differences in strength. Many of his laws had just broken through to the 2nd realm not long ago, and had yet to reach the peak of the 2nd realm. There was still room for improvement. Moreover, there were no bottlenecks. Using the Enlightenment Ancient Tree to comprehend was the best choice. Lu Ming left the mountain river diagram and headed straight for the mature Enlightenment Ancient Tree in Two World City. In the following days, Lu Ming comprehended the laws under the Enlightenment Ancient Tree. Two World City also calmed down. After several strong attacks, the foreign races did not succeed. Instead, they suffered heavy losses. The plan to attack the Heaven Realm's morale did not succeed. During this period of time, they quieted down and did not continue to attack. However, everyone knew that the foreign races would not give up. This was just the calm before the storm. Time flew. In the blink of an eye, another year had passed. In this year, Lu Ming had been comprehending the laws under the mature Enlightenment ancient tree. His 9 types of laws advanced by leaps and bounds, progressing rapidly. After breaking through to the second realm, there were no bottlenecks. All the laws were quickly moving towards the peak of the second realm. In a year, at least 6 or 7 laws had reached the peak of the second realm. This allowed Lu Ming's cultivation to increase by another level. Lu Ming estimated that he was now at the 11th level of a true emperor. However, many of his laws had reached a bottleneck. If he wanted to go further, he would reach the third realm. It would be very difficult to break through this through hard work. Lu Ming decided to continue to the true emperor battlefield. Only by killing the foreign races would he be able to break through faster. However, before leaving, Lu Ming returned to his residence and refined another 20 chaos stones. Lu Ming's cultivation reached the 2-star true emperor realm. His cultivation level had broken through 1 level, but his combat strength was still at level 11 true emperor. However, he had reached the peak of level 11 true emperor. With everything ready, Lu Ming quietly left Two World City and headed towards the true emperor battlefield without letting anyone know. Not long after, Lu Ming returned to the true emperor battlefield. The illusory emperor battlefield, true emperor battlefield, and grand emperor battlefield were specially created. If the foreign races wanted to attack Two World City, they wouldn't pass through these battlefields. With my current battle prowess, the periphery of the battlefield is no longer a challenge. Only the core of the battlefield will be challenging. Lu Ming pondered. The experts in the core were all at the 10th level and above. It was the perfect place for Lu Ming to train himself. Lu Ming flew towards the core of the battlefield. If he flew like this, he would definitely be targeted by the foreign tribes. Along the way, he was ambushed by 2 waves of foreign tribe experts. However, the strongest of these experts only had the combat strength of a 9th level true emperor. They were easily killed by Lu Ming, and he obtained many crystal cores. When Lu Ming stepped into the core area of the battlefield, he slowed down and retracted his aura, moving forward cautiously. Whoosh! Clang! Not long after, a dazzling red light appeared in front of him. At the same time, the sound of weapons colliding could be heard. Clearly someone was fighting. Lu Ming used his divine breath art and carefully approached the battlefield. Whoosh! Whoosh! Suddenly, there were 2 beams of rainbow lights in front of him. One after another, they flew toward Lu Ming at high speed. In front of them was a green sword light. The person controlling the sword light was an elder in a green robe. Behind him was a middle-aged man in crimson robes. He had a crimson saber in his hand as he chased after the old man. It was clear that both of them were from the celestial world. Save me! The old man in green robes saw Lu Ming and screamed. However, the middle-aged man in crimson robes suddenly increased his speed and slashed out with his saber. The old man in green robes roared and tried his best to block, but it was useless. The crimson saber broke through his defenses and cut him in half. Whoosh! The middle-aged man in crimson robes rushed over and took the old man's storage ring. He also dug out the old man's world core. Another one so young. You have guts to come to the core of the battlefield at such a young age. Unfortunately for you, you ran into me, Crimson Blade. Consider yourself unlucky. The middle-aged man in crimson robes licked his lips. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.